Hello everyone, I hope that you're okay. Today we're going to see how to create an Azure Virtual Network peering on Azure to communicate resources between different virtual networks. So before we start, I'm gonna show you a little diagram that I did of what are we going to do. So here on the left side, we have on the region East US, we have a virtual network and has this IP range 192.168.0.0/24. And here on the right side we have on the West US region, we have another virtual network with this IP range 10.0.0.0/24. In both virtual networks, we're going to have a virtual machine. And what are we going to do is create a virtual network peering to communicate these two virtual machines. So if we go to the Azure portal, if we go to virtual networks, I already have created the two virtual networks here on the EQS. If you see, it has this IP range. If I go to peerings, there is still no peerings here. And if I go to the one that is in the West US side, I don't have also a peering created here. If I click overview, you can see this VNet has this IP range. In both virtual network peerings, as you can see, there is a subnet called subnet servers, and inside that subnet it is a VM for every virtual network. So also I already have the virtual machines already created. As you can see, one on the EUS and another in the West US. And here we can see their private IPs. The one that is in the EUS has this private IP 192.168.0.0.4, and the one that is in the West US has this IP 10.0.0.4. So I'm going to connect to these VNs. I already have this bastion already created. If we write this command here, this is the one that is in the West US side, and you can see it has the same IP .4, and this is the one that is in the East US side. As you can see, it has the same IP 192.168. So if I try to ping for example that another IP, well, first, before anything, I'm going to disable the Windows Firewall, because if this Windows Defender is enabled, the ICP protocol is never going to succeed. So I'm going to disable this. I'm going to do the same in this VM. Okay, so if I try to ping from this VM that has this IP to another VM that is in the EUS side, has this IP, as you can see, the ping is never going to be successfully. It's always going to be return request timeout. If I do the same on the another VM, and I try to ping the VM that is in the West USI, and you can see also the return is all, the output is always be request timeout. So there is no communication between those two VMs. So practically, the virtual network peering works to communicate resources between virtual networks. these virtual networks can be in the same region, or it can be, in this case, in different regions. So we're going to create this virtual network peering. We're going to go back to virtual networks. I'm going to select one of these virtual networks. I'm going to click peerings, and here I'm going to click add. I'm going to put the name of the remote virtual network summary. This is the name that is going to appear in the virtual network that is on the website. So I'm gonna put it VNet test WebUS to VNet test EUS. I'm going to select that virtual network, that is this one, and I'm going to enable the allow virtual network test WebUS to access virtual network test on the EUS. And I'm also going to check this one to allow forwarder traffic from the virtual network test to the VNet that is in the WebUS. Also, we can, if we have like a virtual network gateway on one of these VMs, or on one of these virtual networks, we can check this check to enable. We can check this or this check to enable the communication from that virtual network gateway. For that virtual network private gateway to the other virtual network. So now I'm going to put the name for the local virtual network peering. In this case, it's going to be the same, but in reverse. Okay, and I also want to check to receive traffic from the virtual network that is in the WebUS site. I'm gonna click add. And now the virtual network peering is already created. If you can see, it's already fully synchronized, and it appears as connected. So if we go back to the one of the VMs, we can see that it's starting to reply from the VM that is in the EUS side. If we check the other VM, it started to reply also from the one from the VM that is in the website, WebUS side. So now the two VMs can communicate each other, and our peerings are already created, not just here, but also on the VNet that is in the WebUS site. So that's how you create a virtual network peering and communicate resources between virtual networks. So if you like this video, you can put in the comment what other kind of videos would you like to see. And yeah, thank you for watching. So see you.